Dear younger me, there were so many days I wanted to reach back through time, wrap my arms around your shaking shoulders, and whisper the words no one ever said. You didn't deserve the silence. You didn't deserve the empty rooms, the empty hands, the empty promises. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry no one told you how precious you were when your eyes were still searching for someone to see you. I'm sorry you had to grow up memorizing exits instead of lullabies, practicing apologies before you even did anything wrong, learning that love could look like leaving. You carried the weight of abandonment before you even knew what that word meant. You stood in doorways, pretending to be okay, hoping someone would finally come back for you, but no one ever did. I know how it felt to watch birthdays pass like shadows, to keep secrets just to stay safe, to pray not for toys or candy, but for peace and quiet. I see now how brave you were, even when you thought you were weak. You kept breathing through storms no child should face. You learned how to disappear inside yourself, because the world outside never felt kind. You wore a smile like armor, laughed just enough to make them stop asking questions, and learned that survival meant silence. But underneath all that strength was a child aching to be held. You tried to earn love by being good, by being quiet, by not needing too much. But love was never something you were supposed to earn. It was supposed to be given freely. And I wish someone had told you that. You thought you were broken because they left. You thought you were hard to love because they never stayed. But none of it was true. You were never the reason for the walking away. You were just a child, beautiful, messy, and deserving. And if I could sit beside you now, in that dim room where the air felt heavy with things unsaid, I'd take your hand and say, you did nothing wrong. You were always enough. There were nights you cried into your pillow so no one would hear. Mornings you walked to school pretending you weren't tired from the nightmares. Afternoons you waited at the window, staring at the road, hoping for headlights that never came. I remember, and I want you to know I never forgot those moments. They stayed with me. They shaped me. They taught me to look for the forgotten ones, the overlooked, the kids who carry silence in their bones. They taught me to love harder, speak gentler, and hold space for the stories that don't get told out loud. You didn't know how strong you were. Strength doesn't always look like fighting. Sometimes it looks like staying soft when the world tries to harden you. Sometimes it looks like showing up when every part of you wants to run. You showed up, again and again, and that matters. When you were young, you thought healing meant pretending nothing happened. You thought growing up meant forgetting. But now I know healing isn't erasing the past. It's making peace with it. It's learning how to hold the child you were with tenderness, not shame. It's realizing that your story didn't end at the doorstep they walked away from. It was only beginning. There's something else I need to tell you. You will outgrow the lies they made you believe. You will stop measuring your worth by who stayed and who didn't. You will build a life that feels like a soft place to land, not a place you have to tiptoe through. You will learn to love yourself in ways no one else ever taught you. And one day, you'll stop chasing love that hurts. You'll stop shrinking yourself to be chosen. You'll stop waiting for someone to say, I choose you, because you'll already know you choose yourself. You'll meet people who see the light in you, not just the pain, not just the survival, but the brilliance underneath. You'll find family in places you never expected, and friends who become home, and voices that echo your truth, and eyes that see the whole of you and don't flinch. You'll laugh without guilt, cry without shame, you'll rest without needing permission. There will still be hard days, triggers that come out of nowhere, echoes of old wounds. But you'll walk through them with a strength rooted not in pretending, but in truth. You'll hold yourself through the shaking. You'll become the adult you needed, the protector you longed for, and that changes everything. There's a kind of healing that comes from telling your story, from naming what once made you small and realizing it no longer owns you. You'll find power in your voice, even the cracks in it. You'll write letters like this not just to yourself, but to others who were once invisible to. And in doing so, you'll become a lighthouse, a guide for those still lost in the fog of what was never fair. You'll learn that love can be quiet and still feel safe. That home isn't a place, it's the feeling of finally belonging to yourself. That being seen doesn't have to hurt. And that softness is not weakness, but the bravest thing you'll ever reclaim. Younger me, thank you for surviving. Thank you for never giving up, even when it felt like no one would notice if you disappeared. I noticed. I remember. And I'm here now, whole, healing, and holding you close. So, when the nights feel heavy and the silence comes back, read these words again. Let them wrap around you like the embrace you should have had. Let them remind you that you are not alone, that your story matters, that your scars are not shameful. They are proof that you lived, that you endured, and that you are still becoming. This letter isn't just for you, it's for every child who was left behind, for every heart that beat quietly in the dark, hoping someone would listen. I am listening, and I promise, we make it, we grow, we heal, we rise. Love always. The version of you who finally believes she's worthy of love.